and a little bit about spiritualism. I draw from D.A. Chapin's Exploring Other Worlds, Margaret Fox, and Elisha Kane, and the Antebellum Culture of Curiosity. This looks like another dissertation like Marita's that I drew from when I was doing my research. And they were part of the University of New Hampshire. So we hear a lot of talk about the wrappings in Hydesville, but that's pretty much all we hear about, is just that they had these wrappings and such going on. But some of the things we don't hear about is some of the reports that came from those people who were in attendance. And one of the reports suggested that the girls had taken apples from the cellar and tied them together and were bouncing them around. And that's what was causing the knockings that they heard of. But, during the investigations that took place later, that was discovered to be wrong. Also, something else of note is that when the girls had left the home because they and Mrs. Fox went to another neighbor's house to stay, well, the knocking continued. And one of the attendees, Mr. William Dusler, began the questioning, or rather, I should say, he took over the leadership. And through questioning this entity that was there, this spirit, and through these knocks, he discovered who the person was. And what he did was, it's not part of this particular writing, but what he did is he requested a knock for each letter of the alphabet that was correct. And as he went through the alphabet, they learned that the gentleman, or the person that they were communicating with, whom one of the girls had called Mr. Splitfoot, was actually a peddler named Charles Rosema. And the interesting thing is that before the Foxes had taken over the building, a family by the name of Bell lived there, and Lucretia Pulver, who was employed by them, had reported seeing signs of digging, and she was told that it was because of rats this digging was all about. But what happened was the peddler had disappeared mysteriously. And it turns out, according to the knockings, that he was murdered. Now, it was a few years later that they actually found the body, but when they dug up the cellar there, they found bits of bones and lime. So they didn't find the body, but they did find it. I believe they found it in a different location. That's somewhere else in some notes elsewhere. So that's the news for this morning about spiritualism. Does anyone have any comments that they would like to share or questions? Okay, well, I guess that was a very interesting bit of information there. I will let you stew with that, let it percolate and everything.
That was interesting, and I just want to comment that it's good to hear something beyond the basics of the wrappings, and that there was some communication involved with that. It's just oversimplistic for that to be all it is. So thank you. I appreciate that enlightenment.
Thank you for your comment. I'm glad to share. It's interesting, you know, a spiritualist church, and wow, we teach everything but some of the history. And I'm glad it was, I forget whose suggestion it was, but I'm glad that the members decided that you wanted something different and presented this opportunity to me. Thank you for that.
Can I also add that, and Sharon, you told me you did too. Rachel suggested that we watch that movie on Netflix called Car Deck. And this week I donate blood platelets, and you have to sit there for a long, long time, and they have Netflix on the TVs. And I thought this is the perfect opportunity to watch this. So I did, and it was really good. It is French, so it is subtitled, but I really learned a lot from it. Sharon, you said you really liked it too, right? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, it's the story of this man and his wife and his journey with the Catholic Church, trying to get some of this information, the church to recognize it, of course, in futility. But yeah, he tries for a long time, his journey and his quest to make this information available to people, and the church just doesn't want to have any part of it. But yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, I would recommend it. I liked it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good one.
Oh, very good.